Well, that's it. No turning back now. Alea Iacta Est. That's Latin for the die is cast, a phrase uttered by Julius Caesar before he led his army across the Rubicon, sealing his fate and changing history forever. And speaking of things that shape our world, have you ever been called woke? Love it or hate it, this word has sparked big debates, but its original meaning might surprise you. And then there's chimera, a word that began as a terrifying Greek monster, but now describes impossible dreams and illusions. Yes, today's words are all about destiny, awareness, and the line between reality and fantasy. So let's dive in. But first, do subscribe to The English Nut on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Thank you. Let's start with a word that has gone on quite a journey, woke. Originally, woke was African American slang meaning to be aware, especially about racial and social injustices. It comes from the idea of staying awake to the realities of discrimination rather than being asleep to it. But today, woke has taken on a life of its own. To some, being woke means being socially conscious and fighting for justice. I am in that category. But to others, woke is a word of mockery, used to describe people who take activism too far. And just like that, a once simple word has become one of the most debated terms of our times. The documentary opened my eyes to injustice. I feel more woke than ever. Grandpa called me woke just because I said women should get equal pay. Some people use woke as an insult, but I see it as a badge of awareness. The word woke comes from African American vernacular English, AV, where stay woke meant to stay aware of social issues. The phrase gained mainstream attention in 2014 after the Black Lives Matter movement popularized it. But now it's used in so many ways that its meaning depends on who's saying it. Here's a quote about being woke in the original African American sense. I've been sleeping all my life, and now that Mr. Garvey done woke me up, I'm gonna stay woke, and I'm gonna help him wake up other black folk. It's from the 1971 play Garvey Lives by Barry Beckham. This word was suggested by me. Now let's talk about something a little more mythical, chimera. In Greek mythology, a chimera was a fire-breathing creature with the head of a lion, the body of a goat, and the tail of a serpent. Basically, a monster built from random animal parts. But today, chimera means something imaginary, a wild, unrealistic dream or an illusion that can never be real. For example, the idea that social media debates will ever change anyone's opinion? Now that's a chimera. And believing that your suitcase will be the first one on the luggage carousel, that's a traveler's chimera. World peace sounds great, but some say it's just a chimera, an impossible dream. She chased the chimera of perfection, never realizing how great she already was. Thinking you can finish a Netflix series in one night and still wake up fresh for work? That's a chimera. The word chimera comes from Greek mythology, where the monster chimera was a terrifying hybrid beast. Over time, the name started being used for anything imaginary or impossible. And now, it's more about illusions than monsters. Blaise Pascal, the French philosopher-mathematician, wrote, "What a chimera is man! What a novelty! A monster, a chaos, a contradiction, a prodigy, judge of all things, an imbecile worm, depository of truth, and sewer of error and doubt, the glory and refuse of the universe." Pascal's usage of the word is closer to its original meaning. Clearly, he was much affected by the profound paradox that a human being is. This word was suggested by Manas Pandey. And now back to that fateful roll of the dice. The phrase Alea Iacta Est, Latin for the die is cast, was spoken by Julius Caesar in 49 BCE when he led his army across the Rubicon River, officially starting a civil war against Rome. What he meant was, there's no going back. The decision is made and fate will decide the rest. I've committed to this path. Whatever happens, happens. Today people say Alea Iacta Est when they make a big irreversible choice. Imagine you finally quit your job to become a stand-up comedian. Alea Iacta Est. Or you hit send on a risky text to your crush. Alea Iacta Est. I just submitted my resignation. Alea Iacta Est. He proposed to her in front of everyone. Alea Iacta Est. I invested all my savings into this startup. Alea Iacta Est. The phrase comes from Latin, where alea means die as in the singular form of dice, and iacta est means has been cast, meaning the dice have been rolled and fate will decide the outcome. This phrase was suggested by Shonglap Kundu. So whether you're woke to the world's injustices, chasing the chimera of an impossible dream, or at the point where Alea Iacta Est and there's no turning back, words help us define where we stand in life. And now you have a choice. Hit that subscribe button for more fascinating words, or move on to some other channel and risk missing out on all the fun. The choice is yours. But remember, once you've made it, Alea Iacta Est. Do let me know your thoughts on this episode. I'm the English Nut. Bye for now.